kick it with a player that gon' hold down. Pockets too big, I'm like, what now? Shawty say she drunk from the first round. I'ma buy another shot, I'ma buy another shot. I ain't got a time or a bust down.
What up? Welcome to the Real Life Lab Talk Podcast, episode 2. Got the co-host with me, and your name is?
It's Whitesmoke.
It's Whitesmoke.
Let's get it.
If you're looking at this episode right now, you probably have already seen the episode with the one and only Hustle God Aaron, the interview with him. Comment below, let me know what you guys think about that. So our topics today are kind of random. This is a kind of a random episode too. We both was fortunate enough to get the day off and decided to do a little quick podcast. So I think Whitesmoke's over there looking up some topics to talk about right now.
Well, I just came across something, man, and I'm curious, Mike. Do you know that a shrimp's heart is in its head?
What?
A shrimp's heart is in its head.
That is insane. No, I did not know that.
So you would have a heartache, or you would have a headache at all times, bro, because your heart would be beating and it have boom, 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 boom. Like, could you imagine? I wonder if that's what it's like.
Yeah, I wonder if they're like hard at thinking. Like it's hard for them to think of thoughts. And like,
I see what you did there. It's hard.
Hard of thinking.
Oh man. I'm curious to know, Mike. Do you believe in a globe or a flat earth?
I think it's a globe.
I believe the same thing, man. I just, the more I read, there's so much, I don't know. You can believe whatever you believe. I believe it's a globe, but man.
Yeah, because it's like, how in the world are you able to reach different climates and go in different altitudes if it's not flat? If it's flat, then there shouldn't be mountains. There shouldn't be things that...
Well, if it's also
caves,
flat,
even.
The water would run off to the side of the...
Exactly. It wouldn't be a revolving ball.
And you see all these planets floating around, in space, and then you see like a football field rolling through, and that's Earth, That's, yeah.
Yes, I agree there.
This is bullshit here. It says most people fall asleep in 7 minutes. Dude, it takes me at least an hour.
Yeah, it's rare for me, especially if I'm thinking of a lot of stuff. Like there's times where I don't go to bed for 45 minutes to an hour.
I do more. Well, I think everybody does more thinking once you lay down and everything. But yeah, dude. And everything goes through like, your job, if you pursue music, family problems.
Yep.
Financial thoughts. And then, what the next day is going to consist of, what a kid's birthday or whatever. But yeah, it's like, I don't know.
So before we get too far into this podcast, I wanted to ask you if you wanted to take a shot of some Peach Crown.
It's been a long time. Get
the ball rolling.
You know me, I ain't afraid to drink a beer here and there, but I quit drinking. I will definitely take a shot, and the reason why I will take that shot is because I have fought the demons of, drinking. Proof I can take a shot and go on with my life and not take another shot and another shot and another shot.
Yeah.
But that being said, let's get the convo rolling.
Speaking of which, yeah, it was also at the last episode. It was not recorded on video. It was after the podcast, but good old Whitesmoke over here had an accident.
Yes.
Involving some BUDLIGHT.
I kicked over some Bud Light, and it was like a damn mud puddle. And yeah, I don't think you can see a stain. I mean, you guys obviously can't see the stain.
You guys seen what occurred of it, because it was all because Aaron decided that he was hot and wanted to take his jacket off.
No, it was when he wanted to put his coat back on because he was getting ready to leave or something.
You're right, bro.
So he was gonna rap, and then he was gonna fucking leave, and he wanted his coat. And I put my drink. Well, I put the drink on the damn floor, right? Oop. So it didn't get spilled on no electronics, which there was electronics on the floor. But that being said, Whitesmoke now has a bottle cap.
Has a bottle cap.
Bottle cap.
Little shot there.
Is that
West the
peach?
whistle.
Is
It is
it?
peach crown. Yes, it
See,
is.
I wasn't. We always drink apple.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Over the lips and through the gums. Watch out, stomach, because here it comes.
Down the hatch. Ooh, fuzzy.
Smooth.
That's fuzzy. I don't miss that though.
Yeah, it should say fuzzy peach.
So my grandpa is from down south, man, and he was in Vietnam and shit. And down south, so he was a coal miner for years, and he was in the Marine Corps and shit. But he used to chew tobacco, always chew tobacco. I think all old men in their 80s and 90s did that, But he chewed tobacco, and he would buy this homegrown tobacco down in Kentucky where he was from, right? And it was rolled. It was like a braided hair, like a ponytail, like girl braids a ponytail. It was like this long, bro. That big around. Kind of looked like a big turd, man. But he would just rip a piece. But actually not. You couldn't rip it. He would bite a piece off of it.
Yeah.
And that was the chew, right? Well, I remember one time he had some peach. I'm like 12 years old. It's fucking grandpa, He's going to talk you into it. And here, it tastes like a real peach stick in your mouth. Dude, first of all, I didn't like peaches. But I was like, I'm curious. I'm telling you, I'm thinking I'm 12 or 13 years old. And I try it. Bro, I swallowed. And it was homegrown chewing tobacco. It was peach. You imagine how the Crown Royal burns, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, 50 times worse with tobacco going down. Yeah, no.
That's brutal.
That
is
was the
brutal.
sickest trick anybody's ever done to me. That was nasty.
Yeah, that is for sure brutal.
He wasted $3.99 because that shit went out the window.
I remember when my dad was I was probably like, I'd say 7 or 8 years old at the time. And my dad was doing summer softball leagues. For Kessie was his sponsor. And he had a ball bag in the back of his LTD car.
Oh, shit.
And
LTD.
he had a pouch in it.
Had a big body.
And I'm a kid, so the pouch Big League Chew, that's popular at the time.
Some mailman,
Yeah,
pouch.
it was Redmond. It was Redmond Chew. And I'm thinking, this has to be a different style of Big League Chew. And he's working on the LTD at the time, so he's in the front of the car, I'm in the back. He's got his trunk open, so he can get his tire iron thing or whatever that's called. And I just grab a pouch out, like a little string of it out, and I just boop. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just got some of your gum." He's like, "Boy, that ain't gum. You better spit that out." And I'm like, "What is it?" And he's like, "It's chew." And he's like, "Yeah, like I was like Big League Chew." He's like, No, like it's adult chew. I'm like, "Oh," and he's like, I'm just sitting there like, then the taste hits. Right around that time, the taste hits, and I'm just so disgusted. Spit it out. I'm running in the house, spitting in the trash can, getting water, grabbed a pop out. Never again.
Dude, some of that shit burns like you're chewing on a firecracker.
Man, it was just, I was one of them kids that just was so experimental. Like I wanted to know what everything like tasted like.
Oh yeah.
I was the kid that
Not
you would
paint
have,
chips. He didn't eat paint chips.
No. I was the kid
No
that
paint
you would
chips.
have try like hot stuff because
He didn't eat paint chips.
I was the one that wanted to try it. Even I knew it was hot, but how hot was it is my thing. I remember a time I was in my aunt's kitchen over across the street, and she had a bottle which looked like a little old school pop bottle, but it was vinegar inside of it, and that's how she kept her vinegar. And I walked up to the kitchen, thought it was her pop, and just being a kid right from outside in the summer, I took a swig before she knew it, and I threw up. That was the worst experience of my life.
Dude, you talking about
vinegar, straight chug of it.
That's pretty bad, but I think I'd rather take a shot of vinegar than like club soda and shit, like, you know what I mean? Bro, I know people that drink like club soda. Have you ever tried that shit? Like soda water?
Yeah, club soda, you can mix it with liquor and shit too.
Yeah, that's fine, but have you ever tried just that?
Oh, no.
Bro.
I'm tempted, but my mom never let me get it.
I know some people that drink that shit, and like if you watch like reality TV and shit, you'll see a lot of them people when they're drinking that shit. Bro, it's nasty, dude.
They used to have it right at Dollar Tree over across the way. They would have it right beside the ginger ale, the club sodas. And I was like, what's that? That's got to be a soda. It says soda. And my mom's like, that's not the type of soda that you just drink. So I was always tempted.
Well, they use it to clean. You can use, I think, like blood and shit like that to get out of, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Don't
club
quote
soda
me, but
work.
I was going to say, I thought I seen. Bad enough, I think I seen that on Breaking Bad.
Yeah, what makes it fizz? What is that element that makes the pop fizz?
Fucking.
Is it sodium?
You asked the wrong motherfucker because I stay away from that shit.
Is it sodium? Comment below. Let us know what it is. We're almost at the 10-minute mark in the podcast. Man, this is smooth. There's one thing that I wanted to say, though, is whoever saw the last episode with Hustle Got Aaron, we definitely want to bring him back on. There's a lot of things that we didn't get a chance to ask him.
Get more personal with it.
Yeah,
so you guys
some
get to
kind
know
of
him
like
a little
personal
more.
favorites of his we wanted to ask. So we're going to have a smoke session with him soon, towards the end of season 1. And that's going to be more towards his personal favorite rather than his life. So
Yeah,
we'll probably skip the freestyle and just have him chill with us.
He's an interesting character for sure. Like,
Yep.
I mean, he's had a hell of a life and a hell of a career so far. Like, we're fortunate enough he's part of our life, But he's definitely. I think you guys will really enjoy me, him, and Mike just hanging out, man, and being us because we have some fun, just being normal, just sitting here. We don't have to get loaded and things like that. We just
Exactly,
sit here,
just chilling.
smoke, and fucking laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I get loaded all the time, but that's just...
Yeah, but you
That's
don't
me.
get low. That's the
That's
thing.
me.
You don't get low. I mean, you do, but you don't. You're at home. You drink some beer. That's not getting loaded. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, we fuck drink half gallon of Crown Royal and fuck go driving
Oh, no,
around.
I couldn't do
and go
that.
driving around, bro. Like, let's go
I'm
to
just
the bar.
I'm a sipper is what I like to call
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
bro. We might have a 4-hour studio session one night, and you drink 3-4 beers. Yeah, that's not drink.
Yeah.
That's not even drinking. That don't even register in the gas tank to me, bro. Like, to me, they're like Big Mike drink. Like, nah, man. Like I don't look at you like
I
that.
sip.
Bro.
I don't drink, I sip.
You're a real
And I don't
family
smoke,
man.
the blunt does.
You're a real family man, so it ain't like you sit in your house and get fucking toast, and your kids find you sleeping out in a wheelbarrow in the
No, that's-
backyard and shit.
It's rare. There is a few times where I've gotten too toasty during the day and I got to go to bed and upset the wife.
Woke
but-
up in a kid's bed with your feet
Yeah, not
hanging
that
off the
bad.
bed.
I
3
know what
feet.
bed I need to go to still, at least.
You want to hear a funny story about me, and I think this would be a funny story about with everybody here, the viewers. So me and my wife first got together. We were only 16. I had moved in with her and her dad. Dude, this fucking story, man. I can't believe I'm telling everybody this story. So I partied a lot, and I was in a bunch of shit when I was fucking 15, 16. Me and her got together. I think we had just turned 16, got together. And her dad was cool. He let, you're allowed to party. I don't give a fuck. And I lived with him. Well, he worked third shift. Well, I got fucked up one night, bro. And we lived in this apartment, 2-bedroom. Her and I's bedroom was here. And his was right here. They were right next to each other, right? So I get fucking loaded down at the neighbor's big ass apartment building. So there's like a bunch of people. And we all get together and get drunk and high. And I went home and she was in bed, right? And he was at work. I was fucking drunk. I mean, where you're falling into the walls, holding yourself up, fucking eating dry macaroni, all that shit. Parmesan cheese on hot dogs. But anyway, so I wake up the next morning, bro. Swear to God, I wake up the next morning naked in her dad's bed and he didn't have curtains in his window, which we were on a 3rd story, so like ain't like nobody could see me, right?
Exactly.
But the sun was shining and that was what woke me up. But what was bad was I knew the sun was up. I knew he was home. And I was naked in his bed. So I'm like, with no blankets, no sheet, there ain't nothing but me naked on the bed, right? So I'm like, did this dude come in here while I was sleeping? And I didn't know her dad that at this point, dude, we've only been together for a month. And here, my daughter's 16-year-old boyfriend, I walk in and he's naked in my bed.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's the shit.
I'd be whooping ass, bro.
So I peek out the
Straight
door,
up.
man. I peek out the door and I'm looking around. And I don't see nobody. I look, and he's sleeping in a recliner in the living room off in a corner. So I hurry up, go to my bedroom, I get dressed. I come out, like, nonchalantly, and I see him kind of sit up in the recliner, and he tells me good morning. I was like, morning. I was like, did you try to go to bed last night? He was like, fuck, I fell asleep watching TV in the living room. He was like, I fucking wore out. I was like, oh, thank God. Or this morning, I was like, oh, thank God. Why? I was like, no reason. Bro, it was
No
years
reason.
later before I told him I woke up naked in your bed, dog. And he's like, and he had an old lady then. And she had showed up at one point and left. She didn't live with us.
Right.
But I was just like, oh, fuck, did she come in? So, like, a couple months, I was weird, felt weird around them people, like, don't look at me.
Yeah, it'd be awkward.
Don't make eye contact.
That'd be so awkward. I wouldn't even know what to do. I would be like,
But here we are 20 years later, bro, and me and the wife's married, he's my father-in-law and she's my mother-in-law. And it's just, now it's not a thing, you know, but it was fucking weird back then, dog.
Yeah, I was around Miranda pretty early in our lives, like especially in high school. Especially I was around her nephew like a lot. We helped not necessarily raise him, but we helped watch him. Like we were one of the people that were like go to, especially when we got the house. We're young, we're not doing nothing, but work and just hanging out. But yeah, so it was pretty cool to like be around her side of the family, like watching him grow up. And, like everybody's mature now. All the kids are grown. This is crazy. But I've been in love with Miranda since like 8th grade. Like
it was our junior year, like the beginning of our junior year, bro. And see, she moved a lot when she was a kid. So she was 18 her fucking junior year. She missed so much school moving and shit.
Yeah.
Me and her was walking to school, and they had already passed a law in Ohio that you had to be 18 to smoke cigarettes, right?
Now it's 21.
Huh?
And that's 21, I think now.
Yeah. So,
which is crazy, but you can be 18 and serve your country and die for your country.
Yeah, same way with fucking beer, though. You know what I mean? A motherfucker can go fucking shoot at people and get shot back and run $1 million worth of equipment, but can't pick up a beer.
There's like a good 7 to 10 quotes in my head that I can always go back to that my dad has said, I should say. And one of them is we were at a party a Christmas party, and it was my dad's side of the family, and I never see much of them. I mean, now that I'm older, I kind of interact with them more. But when I was younger, it was what it was. Like, we just didn't go around much. People they had their own lives, whatever. So we would go for Christmas a couple times a year, every other year. Well, one of the years, my cousin Jason was 18, getting ready to go into the Army. I think it was one of those branches, and they were going to give him a beer, and my dad was, or somebody was, and somebody threw a fit, and my dad said, if he's old enough to serve our country and die for our country, he's old enough to drink a beer.
Yeah,
and I was young, and I heard that, and that's always stuck in my brain.
I've always heard the same thing. Like a lot of my family, my grandpa was in the Marine Corps. A lot of my family is in the military. One of my best friends in high school, bro, they came and got him from graduation because it was right after September 11th in 01. He graduated in 01. See, I hung out with older people, older kids, and he was supposed to graduate in 01. And bro, or 02, he would have graduated. I can't remember how fucking have I partied a lot since then. Like I said, he was older than me.
Right.
But I remember I went because I was friends with his family. We was supposed to go to his graduation. Turned out he didn't even get to show up to his graduation. It was like basically it was almost like an in memory thing because he wasn't there. They already shipped his ass because he was 18. They already shipped his ass to Iraq and was going to war. He had to go. They told him he'd come back, get his diploma, all that, whatever. He was already going to he's already graduated. But bro, his life, military fucked him up, dog. War fucked him up. I mean, he's a good ass dude. I love him to death. He lives down in Dayton, but war fucked him up, man. And it's sad because some of them guys never get that chance. You weren't allowed to drink, weren't allowed to do this, you literally went out and was a grown-ass man, did a grown-ass man's job for usually 2 to 4 years, depending on what branch of military or how long you signed up for. I think Marine Corps makes you sign up for 4 years. Army, Navy, 2 years. If I'm not,
so.
You can go for Navy. 2 years.
Yeah, he's in the Navy.
But either way, any fucking time you serve is a lot in the military, the way I look at it. I just feel like you should be able to.
Like Marines, they're part of Navy, right? Marine is Navy.
Well, I mean, Navy is the Marine Corps transportation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken,
It's all
that's
scientific
how
to
that
me.
shit.
I'm so confused when it comes.
I'm
down
not
to
real.
It.
Like I said, I'm not real big into that shit, but I know a decent amount. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the transportation. But the people in the Marine Corps talk shit about Navy people and the Navy people, and there's a whole beef there. But yeah, I mean,
there's always going to be a beef too. It's never going to change.
But no, man, it's crazy, and I mean, drinking's not really worth it, in my opinion. Like, if that's what you're looking forward to in life, then fuck, you're set up for failure anyway. If that's all you look forward to. But at the same point, not everybody does it to get drunk. I mean, it's a relaxation like you do. So therefore,
right.
I just feel like one of them. Don't get it twisted. Them fuckers are on base getting ripped, bro.
Oh man,
it's when they come off base, but when they're not allowed drinking, you know damn well they're getting ripped on base.
All kinds of shit. But to kind of change the subject, like you've been following any of the NBA playoffs lately?
Man,
like Lakers?
I really haven't, just because my life's been so busy with stuff going on with my mom and things like that. So I haven't. But what the fuck have? Well, is the Lakers losing?
Man, no, they're
I seen
actually
some
doing
weird
really
shit
good.
So it must have been at the beginning of the series, because I heard people saying Lakers didn't show up and that game wasn't worth watching.
The first game they won, I think it was by 5. And what was crazy was, I can't remember the stats off the top of my head, but the Warriors outscored them 3-point wise by a bunch of the margin was so crazy, but the Lakers pulled it off by 5. I think they scored only like 6 3-pointers total the whole game. But the next game they got blown out. It was like 100 and something to like 90 something. Well, then game 3 a couple nights ago, the Lakers rematched them and like basically did the same thing and blew them out 127 to 99.
So is the series tied now?
So the Lakers are up 2-1.
Man, I listen. You know
against
me,
the Warriors.
Well, you know me. I'm not a huge LeBron fan. So, and I wasn't a huge Lakers fan because I was a fucking '90s Bulls fan.
See,
so therefore, it's really rough for me.
I'm so opposite, dude.
But I love.
You're a Jordan fan, right?
Yeah.
See, I was a diehard Jordan fan, and now older wise, I'm a diehard LeBron fan.
See, well, like I said, I don't want to really indulge in that conversation because it's a long ass conversation,
and they're different players, so we can go for hours on.
But
why
they're
different, but whatever.
I just didn't like. My whole thing is the way LeBron jumped into politics, and bro, he's a hell of a good actor. I'm not talking about Space Jam. I'm talking about flopping. So that's not my style, bro. So I respect what the dude's done. He's a fucking legend. You know what I mean? Like,
oh man,
Jordan was a better actor.
I did not expect that.
But LeBron is a way better actor. But I mean, to be fair, like I said, he's a fucking legend. I don't.
Well, when you said that he's a good actor, I'm thinking like, what movie has he been in that I've not seen?
Besides Space Jam.
Space Jam, he did okay, but man, I was in the theater like.
It took you a minute to catch it. I seen you look at me funny, but
like it was watchable, but goddamn.
But I'm old school, man. When your dad, you would hear a song and your dad, I don't like that song. Your dad's like, well, I'm stuck in my ways. People say, well, the older gentlemen are stuck in their ways. Bro, I'm just weird. I'm old school. I'm an old soul. Like, bro, I don't know. What Jordan. That's all I can say.
Yeah, Jordan.
I'm stuck in the 90s,
Jordan.
Dude. Like, yeah. I haven't been watching a lot of NBA, like I said. So that's what I was getting ready to say was I'd like to see the Warriors win just because I don't really like LeBron. Like I said, I respect LeBron and everything he's done. I just don't respect him.
The Lakers got to take it this year. It's kind of like one of them unsung stories that like a underdog comes out on top, but it's LeBron all over again, kind of.
Well,
but he's older and prime.
We both know this. it's now or never because we're Cowboys fans.
Oh yeah, man, I could talk forever about the Cowboys right now. They're confusing.
You guys don't need to come in here and tell us the Cowboys are screwed up because we know. We complain about it daily.
See, I don't know. This year they might surprise a lot of people.
Bro, I've been saying that for the last 5-6 years, and every year I'm like, I know we suck. And they make moves, and you're like, we're about to be dope.
Mozzie Smith, that's his name, right? Mozzie Smith.
Mozzie. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
from Michigan.
The first pick of the year this year. Yeah, Michigan. I mean, granted, Michigan, whatever. Not that I don't like the players. I don't like. It's not that I don't like the players that come from there. I just don't like when they play Ohio State. Like Michigan is solid for what they are, whatever.
When everybody, for the most part, when everybody leaves school, I mean, a lot of them leave school at school. But some of them don't. Yeah,
there's a lot of solid players that came out of Michigan that I would throw my hat off to all the time.
I agree.
I'm kind of surprised because it seems like Ohio State likes to lean towards their players getting drafted to the Cowboys or the Steelers. I noticed that the last few years.
I think there's a coaching tie.
Something,
and a scouting tie. There has to be.
But man, Michigan is sometimes like Ohio, or man, I keep saying Ohio State. Dallas, they picked up Taco.
Yeah,
from Michigan, and I was pretty happy with that pick. But
Taco Charleston or whatever.
Yeah. But that was later in the rounds that they picked him up, not the first pick of the night. But
I forgot his damn name. Plays for that one.
Say all that to say this, dude. They had like an average of, man, I seen the stat. It was like 100 and something yards a game rushing against the Cowboys defense last year.
Yeah.
And they decided to pick up a guy that is a beast in the nose tackle position. And who else would they need to pick up? Like, honestly.
Well,
besides offensive line.
Did you hear? I did see that Micah Parsons is not supposedly is why he's not at Cowboys training camp or whatever.
Oh, dude, he's bulking up. 250?
Well, he's playing defensive end now, full time.
Yeah. Went from two.
That's what he didn't want to do, though, bro. He didn't want to do that because he said you're in the trench every play. You're getting drilled. That was why he didn't like that because he knew it's going to fucking take a toll on his body, bro.
But yeah, dude, I think
but he'll fucking be amazing.
Dude, just imagine this: you got Dak behind center. You have.
Dak Tony Pollard quit throwing them damn interceptions.
Tony Pollard coming in, doing some screens, doing like
I'm gonna show up and deflate
20-yard averages runs on some random shit. And then you got Deuce Vaughn. Is that who they picked up from Kent State?
Yeah, I think that's his name.
Pretty sure that's who they picked up. But he's gonna be solid in the backfield. He's gonna be like a young Tony Pollard. So they got two Tony Pollards.
Dude.
You got
Pollard's a beast.
You have CeeDee Lamb, you have.
And
do they keep Noah Brown?
No, I
don't think they did.
No, they got rid of. And then we also picked up a new tight end
in the draft. Yeah,
but we got rid of fucking
Dalton Schultz, who's gone. But let him go. I mean,
well, he is getting old too.
His backup is better. You got CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Cooks is going to be going deep every play. Michael Galvin's going to be your slot receiver that's going to be able to get like those tight sideline catches.
I hope they do something. I hope they do something, man.
Yeah, it's going to be fire.
I'm losing hope like a Browns fan.
Man, I'm starting to feel that way too, to be honest. I hope it changes, but we'll see.
We
will see.
Going a little subject change here. Man, you hear about like there's a lot of there was a fucking shooting down south Texas, I think, and some guy just fucking I thought from what I heard, it was on the radio on the way here. I thought some dude went into like a group of people and stuff. Like, man, people are getting crazy, and then some dude went into a department store. And it's just like, damn, man, people are just losing their minds.
Yeah,
like,
the world is weird, man. The world is weird. Say that 5 times fast. I dare you. But yeah, dude, the world is crazy. The world is absolutely nuts.
I was just like, I heard that, and it's like, it's sad when you hear that stuff, man. Like, you got young kids like I do, so it's just like, damn. I don't think about nothing other than that when I hear bad stuff. Like, damn, like, my kids got to worry about that stuff. Like, if I didn't have kids, like, it'd be a whole different story. Like, I'd be game to. It'd be like a video game, like we're living in a movie. Let's roll.
Let's roll out.
Yeah, but
Autobots roll out.
But little kids, man, like every time I hear negative news, like I'd just like to see fucking news one time that was fucking happy. Some sunshine. Yeah. And I think that's starting to rub off too on a couple people. I heard a couple people, man, I wish the sun was shining. I need some light in my life. I was on that kick. I told you, like, man, I feel like the sun is giving me a new life. Like, since I just learn how to be more thankful of little things, you know. But if the sun ain't out, dog,
I've been the same way lately.
It's like, I could go back to bed. Like, fuck it, I'm done.
Yep. Yeah, sleep is definitely a secondhand.
Sleep is overrated
thing right now. Like,
it's overrated anyway. Like, honestly, I can't sleep very well. Hey, I tell you knew that was going to happen.
But I've been tired as ever.
Full-time daddy, man.
Yep. All day, every day. But man, it's wild these days. You got
your kids ain't into sports or nothing yet, though.
Yeah, my daughter played basketball this past season.
So you're starting to get to that point,
but
bro.
Yeah, it was every Saturday waking up at 10. I mean, it wasn't bad though. I liked it.
It'll get worse.
I like that part of it, but
now if both of the kids get in them, see, my sister's got boys, and dad and mom's got to go to different games. So like dad'll be in sometimes a whole different state.
Yeah.
You know, and there's one that mom and dad's going to miss his game because they got to go to the other one.
Yep.
And they're all around the same age too, bro. And they all play all of the same sports. And they're always like, now they're starting to get to middle school and shit. They're on the same school team. But when they were in the midget sports and shit, bro, and the traveling midget sports, and they all wrestle. Bro, my sister be down in like Columbus and my brother-in-law be up in Indiana and shit. It's just crazy, man.
Dude, it's nuts. Traveling to different stuff. I only had to go, the farthest I had to go, I think, was like St. Charles or St. Rose or something. For now. St. Rose, yeah, that's where we went. I don't know why I said St. Charles, but yeah, St. Rose. But that's local Lima City stuff. But man, it's cool to see though how kids start to take their own interests, and you can see like what you should do as a parent to make that happen better. Like if they're into drawing,
you got to show interest into what they do, because if you don't, they won't be successful in that successful as they can, you know. And if you just egg them on or tell them they do a good job, like, bro, they try harder and they get better. You know, and that may fade out. With little kids, that shit fades out. But at the same time, maybe there's going to be one thing that catches on. Maybe playing the damn guitar or the fucking harmonica, you know what I mean? Or the piano. Hey, that catches on, then so be it. Like, I'm going to support shit out of it.
And if not, at least you tried. And that's something parents also, like, I'm guilty of that. Parents have to be more aware of, like, if they're not into something or they're not excelling at something, maybe that's just not their cup of tea. Maybe they need to try something else.
Yep.
Switch to something different, try a different sport, try a different whatever.
Bro, I straight asked my son, I was like, yo, you want to play baseball? He's like, nah, it's boring. See, I coached Little League once. Bro, I'm not a huge baseball fan.
I played baseball until all the way up until my junior year.
I never played baseball, right? And one of my real good friends needed help coaching a Little League team, right? Asked me if I would coach. Yeah, fuck yeah, this will be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
This will be fun. Bro, this was everything but fun. These kids are ruthless. Like, my dad will be here and he'll tell you, you know, you trying to tell these kids, we're being serious. We're trying to win a baseball game. You can't tell me what to do. Like, you know, you ain't my dad. Bro, that shit got annoying. Fat boy, that's what they would say to me and my dude. Like, right? You're fat. My mom said you're stupid. Like,
Oh yeah, the
bro,
old school.
listen. And
Old
I would
school
tell
shit.
I would tell these kids, I'm like, listen, your dad gets here today, I'm gonna tell him, right? I'm gonna
Yep.
tell his ass, like, dude's being bad. You don't have to bring him back if he ain't gonna fucking want to play, right? Usually they got their ass reamed out. Then they come back next day, madder yet, right? You snitched on me. Like, hey, listen, Tupac, back the fuck up. Like, seriously, man, that's little kids can be ruthless. They used to sit
Man.
down, bro. They sit down and dig
Man.
dirt, play in the dirt.
I can't believe we're on 35 minutes.
35 minutes.
35
good.
minutes. I think we should wrap up the
40 at the
closing.
same
Yep.
time?
Yep.
Perfect.
I did have one thing to say before we wrapped it up, though. What's your take, quickly, what's your take on the NFL college expanding their college playoffs?
Yeah, I think it needs to happen because there's a lot of schools and shit that don't get in, a lot of great schools. And I feel like I've always felt like they should have been able to play. Yes, the playoffs work, but you fuckers didn't put enough slots in there for the little guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, since I think there's been a couple years, Cincinnati could have been, what is Cincinnati? Right off top, I can't think. But I mean, we've all seen small schools that dominate.
Yeah,
you're just like, they
Even
never
in
got
the
that shot.
basketball side of it, like you see so many little
Oh, yes.
schools that went undefeated or one loss in the season, and they actually go far enough in the March Madness tournament to make a name for themselves.
It's the Cinderella story, man, and everybody loves a good Cinderella story.
Yeah,
So,
and I think it'd be more exciting for college football too.
yeah, for
I agree.
And it's more professional
Yep.
with a playoff,
Exactly.
you know.
But to close out this podcast, we want to mention that for episode 3, we are going to have another special guest. We're not going to say the name just yet. You guys have to see going into the 3rd episode. But we're going to sign off here with my name is Big Mike Lab Life. I hope you guys keep watching and listening to this podcast. I'm going to let Dave, Whitesmoke Music, close it out, and we're going to get up off here.
If there's anything you guys have any ideas you want to see or want us to talk about, let us know below.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody stay blessed and see you on the next one. It's Whitesmoke.
Let's go. Real Life Lab Talk Podcast. Let's get it.